good morning and welcome to this special countdown to the Bermuda Track and Field Challenge, which is set to take place this coming Friday and Saturday at the Philadelphia Southfield Stadium at the National Sports Center. I'm your host, Earl Baston. Joining me is Mark Dwyer from Flow Sport, as well as Dr. Freddie Evans, the president of the Bermuda National Athletic Association. First of all, gentlemen, thank you for joining. This weekend, the excitement is building, not just from the local side, Dr. Evans, but also from the U.S. side, Mark, as we will be hosting several athletes from the East Coast on our shores. And let me just quickly run down the schedule for Friday and Saturday, and then we'll get into some of those athletes who will be on display at the National Sports Center. So Friday, things get underway at 6 p.m. with the 3,000 meters. The triple jump also gets underway at 6 p.m. as well as discus. At 6:20, the 800 meters. At 6:40, it's 400 meters. 7 o'clock is javelin. 7:20 is 100 meters. 7:40 is the 4x400 meter mixed relay. And then 8 p.m. is the 4x100 male and female relays. On Saturday morning, we get underway at 10 a.m. with the 100-meter hurdles, high jump as well, shot put. Then at 10:10, we have the 110-meter hurdles for the males. At 1:30, it's the 1,500 meters. At 1:50, it's the turbo javelin for the younger age group. At 11 a.m., long jump for male and female. At 11:10, it's the sprint medley relay, which is always very interesting. And then at 11:20, it's the 800 meters. And the final event at noon is the 200 meters. So action-packed 2 days of sport, Freddie. Putting this schedule together, mapping it out and making sure that the athletes have the best possible time of not only competing, but also recovering to compete in the next race. Why are we starting so early on Saturday morning?
Well, thank you for asking, and thank you for the opportunity, Earl. It's a pleasure to be with you as always and to talk about track and field in Bermuda. I'm glad to be here with Mark. Remember, our mission is twofold here. Of course, we're creating competitions, but we also want the opportunity to create camaraderie and demonstrate the culture of Bermuda for our visiting athletes. So we are getting started early Saturday so they have a little bit more time to see Bermuda and celebrate. We're going to do something with the athletes Saturday evening. So that's why we kind of broke the schedule up and get it started and get it out of the way and make it a fulsome weekend for everyone.
Sure. And Mark, of course, welcome again. Athletes coming from up and down the East Coast of the United States. We got a message earlier that Charlotte Christian is that school, or members of that school, is coming to Bermuda. Can you talk a bit about some of those athletes who have stood out for Charlotte Christian just this year in track and field?
Yeah, certainly. Good morning, Earl, and it's great to see you again, Dr. Evans, and thank you for the opportunity, Earl. And as you suggest, Charlotte Christian High School is going to come down and enjoy a wonderful experience in Bermuda. I had the opportunity a couple of days ago to connect with the program head coach, Ralph Jones. He's got some very exciting athletes that he's looking forward to taking on the test down over on the island, and a couple in particular that I'd like to highlight. A young man by the name of Brandon McClary. He brings to the table some excellent sprinting credentials. He is a 100 and 200 meter specialist. The 100, he has clocked an all-time best time of 10.61. So I think he is going to be perfectly suited to line up against Miles Outerbridge, your Bermudan standout, and really put each other to the test. I look forward to that showdown. He also has a terrific mark in the 200, sub 22 seconds. He's gone an all-time best 21.91. So he is a very, very legitimate sprinter from the Tar Heel State. He comes from Hickory Ridge, North Carolina. And from what I understand, it's a very deep state talent-wise in the sprints, and he is certainly a contender, at any meet that he shows up at locally. Really looking forward to seeing how he fares over in Bermuda. Also from Charlotte Christian, under the guidance of Coach Ralph Jones, is Nina Dominique. She has collected state titles in the private school division in North Carolina. She is also a sprinter. The 100 and 200 titles she captured recently. So it's a very broad program, diversely talented, but they certainly specialize in the sprints. We're very excited to see the entire crew, but in particular, Coach Jones noted to look out for Nina Dominique and Brandon McClary out of Charlotte Christian High School's program.
Yeah. Nina usually runs, she's been the standout in the 1 and the 2, but it looks like she's only competing in the 1 and the long jump here in Bermuda. Hopefully we can twist our arm just a little bit to see if we can get her in that 200 for a showcase.
Maybe we can get her a late entry into that 200 if she fares well in the other events. She may want to broaden her experience.
Sure. Definitely.
Hey, you see the shirt I'm wearing? Anything's possible.
So, and then they're not the only visitors we're expecting on island, are they, Mark?
Not at all, Earl. I would be absolutely remiss if I didn't highlight what I'll call a dynamic duo coming in, siblings, sisters Victoria and Sophia Rodriguez, coming in from Dallastown, Pennsylvania. The domestic audience in the USA is going to be very familiar, particularly with Sophia Rodriguez. She is recently, a graduating middle schooler, so she will be entering her freshman year, grade 9, in Pennsylvania. Get this, Earl. I mean, she and Dr. Evans, a collection of not state records, not national records, but world records for her age class. She is a 14-year-old. At the 5-kilometer distance outside, she has an age group world record mark of 16:22:30. That's the type of talent she brings to the table. She's got 2-mile records, both indoors and outdoors, for the age 14 class. Again, these are world-based. Indoor 10:20:68. She set that recently in 2023 at Nike Indoor Nationals, and 10:12:33 outdoors for the 2-mile distance. So she is, an incredible distance talent, one of the prodigies, honestly, emerging in that discipline nationwide. I first became familiar with her during the indoor season, again, just from nearby Pennsylvania. She came over to Ohio, to Youngstown State University, and contested the 1,600-meter distance indoors against high schoolers. She went 4:56 against a deep field and won the race outright. So that really put her on the radar, and that was simply her stepping stone, Earl and Dr. Evans. She is a tremendous talent. I cannot wait to see what she does on the island this weekend. Also, to her sister's accolades, Victoria is an excellent distance runner as well. Recently, she just set the Pennsylvania state record in the 2,000-meter steeplechase, going 6:52:76. So these young ladies love to contest all the various distance events. They're terrific cross-country runners as well. And I believe they're both registered this weekend for the 800-meter and the 1,500-meter events.
Okay. Well, Dr. Evans, let's talk about the locals in those events. I know Mark talked about looking forward to a showdown with Miles Outerbridge, and now we see what could possibly be a showdown with someone like Jada Grant.
That's awesome possibilities. We're grateful that our associates, our partners at BTA, Bermuda Tourism Authority, as well as Jason Lamont Jackson, has helped to organize and bring these athletes to our shores. You know, Earl, for us, it's kind of difficult. We're talking national championships, but you're still running against your same training partners and same friends every weekend. So to have this infusion of talent come to the shore for a national championship is taking us to another level. I want to share something real quick with you and Mark that you may not be aware of. You know, we have in our open division, we have a female discus thrower who never has competition. She's always throwing against younger people or boys. But this year we've been able to bring in 2 athletes from Jamaica and 1 from the Bahamas. All 3 are ranked in the region, in the top 10 in the region. That's Sade Lawrence and Kalia Jackson and Adriana Adams. Miss Adams and Miss Lawrence are from Jamaica. Miss Jackson is from Nassau, Bahamas. And so they're coming in. And so Friday night, 6 p.m., prime time, we're going to have a discus showcase and show off and hopefully show out for our young lady. She gets a chance to have a competition at home. And that's brand new for us. So we're really excited about that. Along with that, we have, it's our national championship. So all of our college kids are returning home and they get a chance to show up and show off what they've been doing in school. And, people like Katie has had a great season after recovering from injury. So she's building up for the summer. She'll be going to NACAC under 23s as well as the CAC games. We got Sancho Smith home, who's done great things. Kazai, our silver medalist, 2-time silver medalist, who just signed with the University of North Florida, going to be running for Coach Jeff Pigg. Why we kind of highlight that, Jeff was Aaron Evans' coach, so we got not only familiarity but great respect for how he develops athletes. So we're looking really forward to seeing what Kazai could do for us and for Coach Pigg. Michael Dill is home. He's nursing an injury, but he's going to try to jump, and so we're really proud of that. Sakasia Parsons is home. Katora Bulford Trot. So we got a nice field, man. You got me excited already. It's going to be a great weekend. Hope our weather holds up and Bermuda shows up, and we're going to do our thing on the track.
Sure. Mark, this will not be your first time to Bermuda. What are you looking forward to? I mean, you were here in December for the cross-country challenge. Now you're coming for in track a type of challenge for the overseas athletes. And as Dr. Evans said, we're celebrating, our national championships. But what are you looking forward to?
I'm sorry, earlier I might have lost you there.
Did you hear me, Mark?
Yes, I did, Earl. I'm looking forward to so much. And as we talked last week, we had a great experience during the cross-country meet where I became familiar with your XC runners locally. And, I think we'll have to just pivot over to the track focus. We get to see the distance runners kind of again. There's always a lot of overlap when it comes to cross country and distance track events, but most specifically looking forward to seeing some of the great sprinters, jumpers, and throwers like Dr. Evans referenced. And we thank our meet manager Jason Lamont Jackson Sr. so much for helping to put all of this together. Not to be forgotten, he's bringing a great group with him from West Orange, New Jersey. I wanted to also highlight Gideon Griffin, a quarter miler. He's a 400-meter specialist, runs sub 50 seconds, 49.4. So it's just a lot of talent that we're bringing over from the U.S. And to kind of tie it back to your question, I just look forward to seeing the dynamic with the Americans competing against your Bermudan athletes. And as we talked about last week, enjoying culture, camaraderie, and competition, great sportsmanship, and watching them, elevate the sport and bring out the best in one another.
Dr. Evans, of course, I mean, you mentioned the Bermuda Tourism Authority and others helping to put this on, but the Bermuda National Athletic Association has been fortunate over the years to have reliable coaches and volunteers to make a lot of things happen. No exception this weekend, is it?
Earl, I really appreciate you answering that question and helping me to frame the appropriate thank you to the community. You're absolutely right. We couldn't do it without all of the support. And it starts with members of the board. It starts with the parents, our coaches from Devon Bean, Jerry Swan, Jerome Richards, Norbert Simons, of course, the great Cal Simons. One thing about the track family, and I use that term literally, we all reach out and work together. And then we have the officials who come out for our events and try to ensure that we can officiate the games properly. So, that adage about a community making it happen, it takes a village. Well, the track and field village pulls together for these kind of things, and this weekend will be the same thing. Also in that same vein, we had the benefit of having a sponsor in ACON, and when you have companies who believe in investing in sport, my adage is sports build people and people build nations. You keep investing in sports, you will get the human output that you're looking for socially, emotionally, lifestyle wise, and just makes for better athletes. And that's I say that for all sports. We have a passion for track and field, but all sports, we see the development of athletes, we see the betterment of community relationships.
Well, I know, Mark, you're getting yourself ready to come to Bermuda. Got a long day today and a travel day tomorrow. So we look forward to hosting you yet again in Bermuda. Dr. Evans, I know you have quite a bit to do, making sure all the final touches are put on for the National Sports Center to host this event Friday evening, 6 p.m. getting underway, 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. We want to see as many people in the house as possible to cheer on not just our athletes, but the visitors who have come down to give us a bit of competition. And we look forward to hosting them just like we did back in December for the cross country challenge. So, gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me. We'll see you Friday night at the National Sports Center.
Thank you.
Earl.
Safe travels.